Just call me Doom, man. Just call me Doom. What is up, guys? Doom of Dark Souls here, but you can just call me Doom. Today I'm going to be covering the Hardlight, an exotic auto rifle that sits in your energy slot. The Hardlight recently got buffed, and that's why I'm covering this gun, because I think I want to make a helpful, useful guide to the gun, let people know the information about it, and decide whether or not you want to use it yourself. The Hardlight has two perks. First, its main perk, called Volatile Light. Volatile Light says that this gun's rounds have no damage fall off, that they overpenetrate targets, that they ricochet, and that when they do ricochet, they get bonus damage. Having no damage fall off is obviously powerful. Overpenetrating targets is good. Ricochet rounds is not often used on other guns, but on this gun can be much more useful because of the way the projectiles look on screen. And you get rewarded for that ricochet use because they get a damage buff, which is nice. Next, its other perk is Osmosis. Osmosis only appears on this gun and one other gun, the Borealis. Osmosis allows this gun to change its elemental damage type when you hold down the reload button slightly longer than you would to reload. That is very useful in PvE, not quite so in PvP. So, to really get a good feel for this gun and understand how good this gun is for myself, I used it in Crucible, first in Control, then Elimination, to test out both styles of Crucible. And then I tested it out in a few strikes, some heroic and some Nightfall the Ordeal for some slightly more difficult enemies to really see how it fared. So, PvP section. When I used it in PvP, as you can see in some of the background footage, I personally was not super good with it because I was not warming up and I hadn't used it all that much. But the more I used it, the more I could really tell it was very good. It was a very easy to use gun. The no damage fall off was really nice and powerful, something you don't usually feel in Crucible. And it had really nice stability now that the screen shake is gone, and with the masterwork, which I worked pretty hard to get done, its stability is pretty flawless. Very little kickback, really easy to control once you get used to it, which is not hard. The gun is pretty low skill ceiling in my opinion, very easy to use, I think really good for a not so PvP heavy player, and someone who really just wants a pretty good workhorse gun. The gun is not going to insanely destroy your opponents. It's not crazy good, but it is going to be. It's a really solid pick in PvP, and it's really strong in PvP. I definitely recommend you use it. So if I had to give it a PvP score right now, it's 9 out of 10. I'd say. There's still guns that can do better. There's guns that can be better, but it's a really strong pick right now, and it's definitely going to be good. It's not going to take a lot of effort. You're going to have a good show. You're going to have a good time with it. Next, on to PvE. In PvE, this gun is very good against lower level adds, taking them down to no problem. Its large mag size is very helpful because you don't have to reload as much and you can take out larger waves of adds with less reload time and you don't have to worry about that. Its elemental damage changing ability is also very good when there are more shielded enemies, especially when there's shielded enemies of different elemental types. When you're matchmaking, this can be very helpful. So if you're a solo player, that can be really helpful because you can't coordinate with your teammates to cover different types of elemental shields, whether that be in a Nightfall the Ordeal or other activity. The overpenetration causing staggering is very good as well, because a lot of those heavier enemies, you want to stagger them so they don't hit you as hard, and it can do that pretty well. It's not going to be super strong staggering, it's not going to be super, it's fairly consistent, but you're not going to get like crazy staggers and stuff like that against those super heavy enemies. Ricochet rounds can be pretty good. You can get some more damage on those heavier enemies, more like a knight or an ogre, something like that, maybe a captain in there, because you can just aim down at the ground right in front of you, bounce it right up into them, and you get more damage, even more damage than precision shots normally. So if you're hitting bodies with the bonus damage, you're still doing more damage. You can take them down. It's pretty useful. Now to overall, my opinions. Overall, I think it's a good gun. It's a very good gun. But I don't think it's crazy good. Its perks aren't super incredibly powerful, but it's really just a gun that's very strong. It's essentially a very strong auto rifle. No damage fall off for range. It's really nice. No worries about elemental damage matching is also very good. But it does take up your energy slot, and there are a lot of powerful energy special weapons that a lot of people like to use, so it is a trade-off. And it also does use your exotic slot for weapons, so you need to understand that you may not be able to use some of those other powerful weapons that you might want to use. But I will say it's a very good gun. It's also a very good gun if you really just want to have one gun to throw in your loadout that you can use for PvP and PvE, and really just have that one feel of a gun and not worry about having two very different setups and different gun usage. So it can be very useful. I do recommend this gun for newer players that don't want to have to spend as much time getting used to a gun. So it's low effort, high reward, but it does have a little bit of a limit to it. You know, you can't be out damaging these big bosses really. You do need to use some other weapons. I tried taking out some strike bosses just using it, but my damage was falling a bit flat. In PvP, you're going to get really solid numbers with this, but again, it's not going to do all the work. You're going to have to use a bit of special, some abilities in there, but it's going to be a really solid gun. I think it's really good. It's a very accessible gun, given that it is an exotic. You don't need to worry about getting a god roll on it or anything. You don't need to grind it out. It drops pretty easily. Its catalyst drops pretty easily. With the catalyst, this gun's a great PvP pick. I think it'd be great for trials. I haven't personally used it a lot in trials yet, but I would definitely recommend it, and I definitely think it's a good gun. And those are my opinions. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe. Honestly, leave a like and subscribe even if you didn't. On screen, you'll see a link to some of my other videos and a link to subscribe. Please smash the subscribe button. The first 50 subscribers I get are going to be specially recognized at the end of every video for the next bit of while. So hit that subscribe button now, get in early. See you around the tower.